Hi, it's day 5 or 6 of the new 100 days. Um, it's also, I guess, like day 75 or something like that of the year of daily insights. And it's also now been 5 days since I lost my mom. And I'm kind of talking about feelings I have about that lately and what I'm discovering about myself and how much I'm appreciating my mom and how much I appreciate my whole life. My brother has come out and we've spent the weekend together, and today we took Liam, his stepson, his fiance Ruthie's son, to Disneyland, and it's just been wonderful to see my brother and everyone. And I'm just feeling what wants to come through. And I phrase it that way. It's so important that it's phrased that way, because whenever I'm looking for what I want to say, I'll never find it. And whenever I just feel something, whenever I feel and just feel right now, something can come up. And just by sitting and waiting, I'm accessing a bigger space than my mind can find. It's almost like your mind is just looking in one little closet, and your heart can look in the entire neighborhood. Your mind, when you're trying, looks in the small area, and your heart can look in the entire thing. And your mind tries to make sense out of things. And your heart never needs to know before it leaps. It never needs to understand before it leaps. It never needs to make mental sense. It just feels. And when you're in your mind, you want to make mental sense of what happened. You want to make mental sense of where, for me, my mind wants to make mental sense of where my mom is right now, or the what ifs, or what if I had done this, or I wish I had spent more time doing this, or that's what the mind does. It focuses and finds why something's wrong or why it's in pain. Your heart surrenders to what is and creates from that space. And it creates from the whole neighborhood versus just the closet. In other words, my heart doesn't need to make sense. It just loves. It just loves. And this is a real thing. I know that it's very easy to hear that and have it just sound like just stuff. It just sounds like nothing to some people. It sounds like nothing to people from the mind, because it's very vague to the mind, but it's very specific to the heart. And if it's just very vague to you, then that means you might be mostly in your head. If this is calling to you, then that means you're falling into your heart. And there actually is a thing, because your heart is okay, and it's okay with what is, and it can be the space of love for the mind that is seeking all of these questions. So your heart is like in this place of just being, and you can feel your heart just not looking for anything in particular. And your heart also doesn't know separation. Your heart doesn't go, well, I'm this person and they're this person. Your heart also doesn't even go, I love this person more than this person. Your heart just has love for the whole thing, everybody, everything. It's just in this very different place of possibility, of oneness, and you access this empty space and you just become the empty space. The mind fills the space with one specific thing. It goes, oh, this makes sense. Now I understand it. It says, oh, okay, I'm in so much pain that I need to make sense of what happened. Okay, it's this thing. Okay, I can grab onto this thing because this thing that I'm grabbing onto makes sense, and I can make sense of all the pain that I'm in, but I'm also in so much pain because my mind has a story of expectation or whatever. You can also feel your heart for a minute. Everyone can. You could watch this video and just feel right now. If you take something that you're scared about, if you take something that really you're worried it'll happen, you're not enough, whatever, and you just feel it, you can feel it in your mind. And we do this at our Evolving Out Loud events. And if you take that painful thing and you tell your heart about it and you feel the thing that's beating your heart, if you need to, you can pause it if you want longer, but let's just do it for 30 seconds. Just take whatever you're scared of and tell your heart and ask your heart to respond to it. What does it say? You could tell it internally. You could say, I'm scared about this thing. I'm scared that I'm not enough. I'm scared to screw up that date tomorrow night. I'm scared that I'm going to lose this person. Just tell it and then feel your heart for a minute. I'll watch the time a little bit. Just feel like literally inside, say it, and then feel what it says and then listen to it. You can only find this place by feeling. Your mind can't find it because it's bigger than your mind. So your mind can't find this place, but your body can feel it. And a huge, huge mistake we make is we always say I and then the problem. I am a victim because of this. I'm broke. I'm in debt. I'm to whatever. I have this story. I have this belief. That's what our mind says. And we attach an I to the belief. And we always say I and then the belief. And I talk about this at my events. But remember, if you say I and then the belief or the problem, then you've attached that that's who you are as this problem. So if that problem dies, then you die too. Then we go, let me check in with our heart. Most people don't even do that, but we say, let me check in with my heart. And by saying my heart and not calling my heart I, you make a heart separate than you too. So then you worship your heart, but you're making it something outside of you, and you think you're the problem. So if you shift that around and you actually do the work and you meditate long enough and you understand, you actually shift where your heart is the I. And you go, it's scared. When you go into your mind, it has this belief. It believes that because I have this thing in my life, I can't do it. It believes that I'm not enough. It believes that I'm too whatever. It believes I'm too young, too old, too fat, too skinny, whatever. But I know versus but the heart knows, but I know this. This is your I right here, your heart. This is I. And your heart will always tell you, always, 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 everything's okay. So I know everything's okay. The evidence that says otherwise is the old story that needs the past and it needs the future. But almost always right now, unless someone runs in with a gun in that second, almost always right now, I have no problem. I might have a story in my head that later I have bills to pay. I might have a story in my head that I wasn't worthy once in my childhood, so I'm scared I won't be again. But that's not the I. That's a past story, and you're thinking linearly. I'm fine. The world's fine. I actually trust and actually embody that trust. I don't just say I trust and then freak out. Obviously, there's more to life than my mind understands. So why don't I befriend that moreness versus the smallness that my mind understands? Befriend the whole thing and just accept that I don't know. Accept that I don't know everything. So my heart knows everything's okay, and that's who I know that I am. And the more I become that, the more my mind will form inside of that. And I'm the space for that little me to dance around into playing or just dissolve into the heart by me being the heart and loving the story of me. So if you're trying to find the right way first, if you're trying to figure it out, if you're trying to, that's the mind. You're looking for an answer as a response to an unconscious pain that you might not be aware you're in. But if you're in here, what you experience through feeling now, like feel your body, it's there. And in this feeling, I feel my connection to my mother. I feel love. I feel thankful. I feel creative. I feel my body. And it's not a specific answer to fix a problem. I just feel it. So if you feel your heart right now, we're connected there. We're always connected there, but if you're in your head, then you're still connected to me in your heart, but you're blocked by the movie that you're running in your head that you're fighting. So you're in a movie and you're trying to change it, but this is you, and I can connect to you right here. Even if I'm not in the room with you, we can connect here, because when we remove our story of who we are from our mind, then we're all the same thing. And you'll understand that right now, you're listening to yourself talk in a video. Because the only thing that separates us is the mind, and that's all the temporary part. That's not what we are. So you're hearing yourself talk right now. And I'm honored that I'm watching. And knowing that, I passed away on Wednesday. A part of me passed away on Wednesday. And either went into something where I'm going to come through as something else, or I'm in that energy, but the energy of what my mom actually is always alive. And I don't mean it in a corny, feel-good way. I mean factually. The temporary part of you is not you, because it changes all the time, and you still exist when it changes. Your belief system, your body, everything changes. So I know in sitting in my own body that I'm connected to my mom right now. And I'm connected to you just as much. Love you.